Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Big G in the red gi. I'm very well. How are you?
Another week.
I love this, man. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome.
What are we working on today?
Let's do Kimura from side control.
Awesome.
Excellent.
All right. I'll get you on your back, please. I'll just start a little bit towards this side. Okay. So we start with side control. Generally, you're either going to go cross face and underhook, or cross face and scooping the legs so they can't recover guard. Then the first thing we want to do is trap this wrist next to the hip. Now to get a good grip, we want to kind of switch our hip. Whoops. All right, sorry about that. We want to switch our hips to get a good grip. So we switch our hips this way in order to get a strong grip on this Kimura. Sometimes it can be hard when you're in standard side control. So you're going to switch your hips and lock this up. Now, the general principle is that if I can lift you off the floor, then I can get your hand to roll behind your back. The issue is, it can be hard to lift some people off the floor. So you have to switch your hips and post on the floor and lift. But the problem is now you can keep following me. So I don't want you to end up on top of me. So as I lift you, I want to walk my foot over and now sit back. So now when you push into me, you'll feel resistance from my leg that's across your face. And now I want to rotate the shoulder.
Nice. Yeah, that's good.
So that's a very basic variation.
Yep.
As you advance, I've got another version that I do. I can show you. Sure. So the same concept. We pin the wrist beside the hip. We shoot through to get a figure 4 lock. But in this variation, I grab your wrist with 2 hands, and then I start to drive your hand close to your armpit. Then I switch to a 1-hand grip. My 1-hand grip will have 2 fingers inside your palm. What that does is gives me more control over your arm by manipulating the wrist joint. If I grab lower, you'll be stronger to straighten your arm. If I manipulate the joint by putting 2 fingers across your palm, try to straighten your arm. It's much harder. And now what I do is I put my hand on my knuckles and I punch it in to get your hand as close to your armpit as possible. And I can keep punching. And now it's not so important that I get you off the floor. Look.
Wow.
I can just keep punching it in.
Amazing.
And I don't need that lift.
So how does the hand action work, like if there's no person here? But what were you doing?
Yeah, so when I got the figure 4 lock and I switched to your hand, so 2 fingers inside your palm, then I was punching this into your armpit.
I see.
And I can do it in small explosive pushes.
Okay. So starting off here. Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes it can be hard to pin this hand next to my hip, so you may need to switch your hips to get good access to my wrist.
To switch this way.
Yeah, and now you have better access, you drive it down.
Coming down. Okay, cool. This comes over the top, comes underneath. Okay, and now I'm going to switch.
Yeah, the way I teach it is roll onto my belly button.
Roll onto your belly button?
Yeah, that will give you a lot of power to lift me. But the problem is I may come all the way up, so you catch the head.
Step.
Exactly.
Okay, and now you're going to rock backwards and the tap. Okay. And so for the more advanced version, and here I get this wrist isolated. I come underneath.
2 fingers inside the palm.
2 fingers inside the palm.
And then ask your opponent to see if they can straighten their arm.
Can you straighten
which is now impossible.
Amazing.
And now you do.
This to like basically.
Yep, and keep driving it in.
Yep. Get the tap.
Yeah, because it's just.
Need to.
Yeah, and you can keep just driving it in.
Wow.
And there's much more torque.
Very cool. I like it a lot.
So they're the 2 pretty easy and straightforward Kimuras that can be really useful.
Love it. Thank you so much, Big G.
Thank you very much. 18 Leo Street.
18 Leo Street.